when people are given a vision for reaching people other than their own friends and family, that's not a natural thing. That's a supernatural thing. And part of that process as we go out beyond our network of relationships to extend the kingdom, that is a process that is counterintuitive in many ways. In Matthew 10 and Luke 10, when Jesus is giving instructions to the 12 and then to the 70 or 72, as he prepares them to be sent out to extend the kingdom and prepare the way for Jesus' coming, he gives instructions that seem somewhat odd to us. Those passages bear a close examination, but I particularly want to pick out one concept that occurs in both of those passages. That's the discussion of the person of peace, or the house of peace, or the man of peace. In those two passages, Jesus' followers are instructed to go 2 by 2 and to find a person of peace, or a man of peace, or a house of peace, and to stay there, and to eat with them, and to invest with them, not to go from house to house. For Western kind of egalitarian people, this seems odd. You know, we have a desire, we want to go to a community and knock on every door, or make sure that every person receives a tract. This sort of scattergun approach is not what Jesus is talking about. He's talking rather about investing deeply in one family, in one network of relationships, so that the kingdom is firmly established there, and then they can reach the rest of the community. In those passages, hospitality was a sign that the people would be likely persons of peace. Generally, if someone is spiritually responsive and they're willing to share what they learn with other people, these are factors that are common in a person of peace. There are plenty of biblical examples of this. In the Matthew 10 and Luke 10 teachings that Jesus gave, they were looking for, noble people, good-hearted people. We can see examples of this clearly, whether it's Cornelius or Lydia, someone like that in the New Testament. We also see a similar function being performed sometimes by people on the opposite end of the spectrum, people who are spiritually far from God, whether it's someone like the Samaritan woman at the well, who's notorious in her village, and she goes and tells people what, she was discovering of Jesus, and the whole town came to follow him. Or the Gadarene demoniac, he wants to go with Christ, but Christ tells him, no, tell the people here, of all that God has done for you. And so he spreads the word in the Decapolis, the 10 cities. And the next time Jesus comes back, there's a huge crowd of people who are eager to listen to him, to have him heal them, and so on. Even though when he had came through and healed the demoniac the first time, they asked him to leave. But evidently, the demoniac's witness, testimony about Christ brought many people to want to follow him. So this idea of investing deeply in a few is a key concept. This person of peace concept is key for entering a new community, because we need to make sure the kingdom is firmly rooted and established, and we can best do that by investing deeply in a few. So it's worth our time to pray for the Lord to reveal these people and then to invest in them deeply.